Ciao ragazzi, CP here for another JuvePWR news update. I want to talk about today's news really briefly. Testing out new software as well, going live on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. With that, I'm going to have a quick look at the news today. Like, it's all about Fabio Paratici. Fabio Paratici officially leaves Juventus. Strong links with a new destination for him as well, so stay tuned. We're going to get into the day's newspapers and have a little read. We've got something from Guido Vaccaggio, great journalist, Tutto Sport. We've got Fabrizio Romano on the Guardian newspaper, and we've got, what else have we got? We've got Fabiano Della Valle on Gazzetta dello Sport. So with that, let's jump into some content. And if you guys are here, if you want to jump in on the chat, that's great. I just want to see how the chat window works for us. With that, I also want to, let's jump in. I want to chat. I want to thank my latest subscriber. That's Shadowwalker64 on Twitch. So thanks very much, buddy. I'm here as often as I can be. With that, we've got, this is Guido Vaccaggio is talking about Paratici today. A day of great emotion, laughter and memories. 11 years of Juventus. It's a lump in his throat in Fabio Paratici. He was quite emotional today. Understandably, 11 years with Juventus. He says, what does he say? First, the thanks of Andrea Agnelli, who starts by quoting the notebook of Palazzo Parigi, the Milanese headquarters of Juventus, headquarters of Paratici in market time. He makes intimate references to demonstrate a relationship that has gone beyond strictly professional and is boundless in human friendship. He says, I think that a boy has arrived at Juventus and a man is leaving, with the great merit of curiosity, an instinctive man who follows his talent but also responsibility. Andrea gave him a plaque and a big hug, and that's an end to a great relationship with Fabio Paratici. We got to remember the players he brought to Juventus, guys. Everyone from Tevez through to Ronaldo, and everyone in between. So despite the criticisms he's had this year, I mean, what a great servant he's been for Juventus. Guido talks about the atmosphere reminded everyone of the greeting when Allegri left. So 2 years ago. Will there be a return for Paratici too? Guido says it's possible, perhaps even probable, but it will not be in the short term. Paratici is now he's waited on in England, so we expect Tottenham Hotspur are going to make a move for him. There's been very strong links. Daniel Levy in charge there. I'm sure he'll do a great job. Guido talks about why the divorce took place. The question remains as to why, in the face of so much emotion and friendship, the divorce took place. And Agnelli says, at the end of the season, we had a long chat in my office. It was natural to agree that perhaps this was time to close and open a different path. Being at Juventus and in Paratici's position is wearing out in a superhuman way. And Fabio for some time felt a little tired, although always overwhelmed by the desire to decide, not to be with his hands in hand. Internal conflicts? No, apparently not, given the greetings and the sharp denial of Agnelli that the arrival of Allegri automatically led to the farewell of Paratici. The president's old philosophy remains, always change before being forced to do so. That's interesting, guys. Change before being forced to do so. What are we going to say? Oh, here's Max Statman. How you doing? Ciao, Max. How you doing, buddy? I'm sure you're all over the news today. How you guys doing with it? I'm sure you got plenty of work done. Who else is talking today? The reasons for the separation. Here's Guido again. So in short, Paratici does not seem like an executive sent away because he did something wrong. As we read from many quarters, everybody was blaming him all year long. Get Paratici out, all of this stuff, he certainly made mistakes, some of which may have weighed on the decision, but reducing everything to he goes away because of a mistake is a bit simplistic and reductive. Juventus changes because they are convinced that only in this way they can continue to win, feeding the machine with other stimuli, different motivations and new responsibilities. So yeah, I agree. It's how you regenerate, if the guy's tired and he wants a new adventure, then give it to him, doesn't have to be a case that he fell on his sword because Juventus had a bad season. Doesn't have to be like that, they're all professionals, and as I said again, I wish him all the very best. So yeah, I mean, what else do I want to talk about? I want to say thanks very much for everyone who's supporting me. We just got new subscribers today, and I'm building this format, so hopefully it can grow, and hopefully it looks good, guys. The chat function, I'm hoping, looks decent for everybody. What else can I say? I mean, we've got other news today. I want to get into the Guardian. That's Fabrizio Romano. So I'll briefly get into that. Yeah, what are we going to say about that? Yeah, I'll transition that in there. Okay. Romano's talking about Tottenham. They're close to an agreement to hire Fabrizio Romano. Again, this is in The Guardian. Go check it out. Not stealing anyone's content here. Provided final talks unfold as expected, Paratici, who worked for 11 years at Juventus, during which he won 19 trophies, will take the role at Spurs, and the club will return to a two-tier management structure. Paratici worked with Antonio Conte at Juventus from 2011 to 14, and Tottenham hope to reunite them as they seek a permanent successor to Jose Mourinho. Conte has held productive talks with the club over the manager's job and is thinking about the proposal. The move for Paratici does not hinge on whether Conte accepts the position. Conte left Inter Merida last month after winning Serie A, unhappy with the club's plans to sell players to plug holes in their balance sheet. He said in an interview broadcast to DAZN on Friday that he was ready to manage abroad again after just 2 years. What do I think about that? I mean, like, Conte, no matter where he's gone, has always complained about not having enough money to get the players he wants to get, and Tottenham guys are not, as I said yesterday, Tottenham are not a team you would associate with spending lots of money. So I don't know if it's a good fit for Conte. I think he needs a bottomless pit. But Paratici, I'm hoping he does well there. Conte says, I would like to have more experiences abroad. Conte said, I think that I'm not someone who is happy with just a comfortable situation. I always chose the most difficult situation instead. As a player, I won everything it was possible to win, but I also lost a great deal. When you lose, it leaves within you the desire not to experience that again. So you do everything to transmit that to your players when you're a coach. It all comes down from your scars and wanting to avoid getting more. So I don't know. I mean, Levy hopes Paratici will fill a position in which he's employed Paul Mitchell, Franco Baldini, Damien Comoli, Frank Arneson and David Pleat. Paratici said in a farewell media conference, Juventus, working at Juventus is a real education in terms of mentality and style. Obviously you hope to learn something at every club, but I would certainly bring that with me in future. So he's learned the Juventus way, guys. He's learned how to be a pro. He's learned how to act with some class, I'm sure he's going to bring that with him everywhere he goes. So, I mean, what else have we got to say? I don't think we have much transfer news today. I don't think you will see much. We know Allegri has had meetings on the Mercato in the last couple of days, so like, you know, there's for Maxi. How you doing? Hi Colin. I just got a friend of mine before to subscribe. I'm watching Italy right now. We'll listen to you and watch the game at the same time. Ciao Maxi. I was going to reply to you in the chat, but hopefully you can hear me anyway. Yeah, I'm just talking about the news, buddy. I'm not watching Italy. I'm not big on international football, although I did read that Ireland won, so that's good for us. I probably will support Italy in the European Championships, because why not? You know, Ireland won't be there, so it's good. So yeah, I mean, what else do I want to talk about? I've got oh yeah, I mentioned Fabiana Della Valle. So I've got her article up here. Really, what do I want to read about here? Is this Della Valle? I think it is. Let me just check. It is, yeah. So we're talking about Agnelli's comments on the Superlega. So the Superlega, we all know the unfolding drama that is the Super League. It's going to go to court 100%. And reading this statement here, it gives me just a little bit more hope. So for many years, he says, I've tried to change competitions from within UEFA and within ECA, European Clubs Association, also because the signs of the crisis were evident even before COVID. The ECA UEFA of 2019 was already an excellent proposal, supported by subdivisions 2, 3 and 4. That's different clubs. The current system reserves UEFA a by now inefficient exclusive. So he's talking about a monopoly. The Superlega project was immediately conditioned to the prior approval by UEFA. So he says, look, this was a project in principle, but only in action following approval by UEFA. Immediately the club sought dialogue and collaboration, but the response was one of total closure. So no communication from UEFA. Despite what Chefrin says, he said it in press conferences recently that that they only received some letters, but like, what does he want? Does he want someone to call over to his house or something? A letter is good enough. Like, it's official. Like, so I don't know. For me, he talked a lot of crap. What else would I say? Just a quick question, guys. I want to ask you, can you see the chat clearly on the screen, because that makes a big difference. If not, I can resize it for next time. So it just, yeah, immediately the club sought dialogue, didn't work out. But the response was one of total closure, with arrogant statements that exerted undue pressure on some, and with requests for exclusions for the 3 clubs. So he's talking about, big statements, big grandiose threats, and undue pressures. I'm going to wait for those details to come out in court. We heard speculation that a deal was done with the English clubs, so they got some form of remuneration for their trouble, which was to leave the Superlega. So I believe someone else is chatting here, so we'll have a look. Max says, I can't see. Oh, okay, you can't see. Right, it must need to be resized. I'll work on that next time. Yeah, he says, moreover, in total disregard of the Madrid court. So that was the ruling that they got from the Madrid court. It's not with these behaviours and with these exponents that football is reformed. So yeah, he's talking about Cheffrin's general behaviour. The guy appears to be a bully, but he doesn't seem to know that he's dealing with some of the heavyweights of not only European football but European society. Do you know what I mean? Some of the richest people and most resourceful people in particular in Europe. He certainly with his behaviour, with his threats, with his accusations, and just general heavy-handedness, he's not going to get anything done. I know a lot of people in UEFA, and I know that not everyone thinks like that. It's good to hear. The legal basis of the appeals are well founded, but the desire for dialogue with UEFA and FIFA is unchanged. So when he says the appeals, he's gonna, they're gonna go to the European Court of Justice. They're gonna go to a tribunal for arbitration of sport, which is in Geneva, and they're gonna get an injunction there to stop any potential ban from UEFA. So and that's gonna happen for sure. They say, other sports show us the way, like basketball. Juventus, Real Madrid and Barcelona are determined to achieve a reform of the competitions. We do it also for the clubs that have shown us solidarity. So yeah, from Axie saying we all know that football needs some changes, and Chefrin removed immediately. Absolutely, Chefrin out. I'll have to get a little graphic for Chefrin out, just to make it look good, because I'm a huge Chefrin out person. But I don't think the Super League is the answer, because it's not a real competition, but it's a series of luxury friendly matches. I kind of see your point that there's certain aspects of the Super League are they're not appealing to everyone, but I think certainly you're right. The current form of European competition just doesn't work, and they need to change it. So how do they change it? They've got to do something, because Chefrin and UEFA are pocketing way too much money. Anyway, what am I going to say? I've been here for just over 15 minutes, something like that. I am grateful for everyone for showing up, and I just had a couple of articles to talk about. Yeah. So what do you guys think? About any other news that you saw today that was interesting? Paratici, are you happy he's gone? Are you, do you wish him well? What did you think of the press conference today? It looked very much like Allegri's press conference at the end. For me, it was full of emotion. Do you believe Agnelli when he says it didn't have anything to do with Allegri coming? Do you believe that? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. Level that AF, not too sure on sports, but I'm definitely going to be learning from you. Thanks very much. I'm going to be learning from you too, buddy. I very much appreciate your help in developing this. Everyone go check him out. He's got a great channel. And he's a good friend. So yeah, from Axie. And also, I like to know why teams like Arsenal and Tottenham should be in it when they're not top teams at all. It's fair enough. They were going to benefit hugely from it, and yet they were one of the first ones to jump out. So what can you say? Anyway, guys, this has been a very short news bulletin and a quick bit of chat. I'm developing the format, and it's very nice to see some people here already. So check me out on Twitch. That's CPWR. The O and the E are 0 and a 3. So check that out. Follow me on YouTube as well. That's JuvePWR on YouTube. There's going to be lots and lots more. We're on Spotify as well for podcasts if you want to check that out. Again, JuvePWR on that. And so with that, I'm gonna say ciao, guys, and I'm gonna see you again soon.